Welcome back to the channel, you guys. My name is Jack. This is Gas Diesel Garage, and in today's episode I'm going to teach you guys how to put an alternator and a battery in a Hyundai Elantra. Right there. And it's really hot out here. It's like 110. Let's just get started. Okay guys, let me give you a little bit of a backstory on why we're putting an alternator and a battery in this Hyundai Elantra. Number one, it doesn't start because this battery is dead. Now the customer told me that when she would drive, her battery light would start to fluctuate, turn on and whatnot, and go off, turn on, go off, turn on. Well, that's a clear indication that this alternator is starting to take a crap on you. And when your alternator takes a crap, so does your battery. Because your battery, if it's not being charged properly at 14 volts, that means your battery is running all the electronics on your vehicle. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to destroy the battery. And when that happens, your cold cranking amps go out also. And then you really can't start your engine. So let's go ahead and check to see if we got any volts, because volts and cold cranking amps are two different things. Just for last, I want to check the voltage on this, and let's see, we got our voltmeter out. Let's test it. Wow, a whole almost 2.5 volts. That's not going to power up a damn thing, just FYI. And I know this thing's 5 years old because I can see the date on the side of the battery, but I will show you when I pull this battery out. So let's put a new battery in it first, and then we'll go from there. Here's the thing I want to show you guys. All batteries have a born on date, and it's usually a sticker that sits on the side of the battery. Let me show you. See there? That's where this sticker is. 1018. That means 2018, and it's 2023. Yeah, it's spent its life. Now it's dead. Now we changed it out. So let's see if it'll start. Okay, got the brand new battery in there. Let's roll on over here to inside the car. It's ridiculously hot. All right, good stuff. Alrighty. Start it right on up. Okay. Now we can properly check that alternator. Alright, let's hook our multimeter back on up. Okay, put that to ground. If it is gonna stay, that should be right there. And see if I can. Oop. Okay, now that's a lot better than 2 volts. Got almost 13 volts. That's what you got on a brand new battery. Now what we need to do is just start it on up and make sure that number changes to 14 volts. Okay, we're gonna go in here and start it up once more again. There we go. Ruh-roh. You see that battery light right there? It's not a good sign. It means it's not charging. Let's go verify that on the multimeter. Do this in real time so you don't think I'm doing any camera magic here. Okay. Positive, negative. They ain't putting that crap. Alrighty then. That means that alternator is screwed. Now it's time to replace this alternator, and you're not going to believe how easy this thing is to do. But the first thing we need to do, disconnect the battery power because you don't want to get electrocuted. And just take the ground off. And if you're really worried about voltage, you could take the power off too. So, but we don't really need to do that. And you need 2 things. You need a 14mm ratchet and socket, and then you need a 12mm socket and ratchet, and a 12mm socket and ratchet down there, because what this thing does is that it basically pivots, and that's your tensioner right here. I don't know if you can see it. See how it's got that little screw there? Because you got to unloosen this and unloosen that, and then it's going to push down, and then we're going to pull the belt off, pull that 14mm out, and pull this plug out, which we can do right now. Pull it out. Oop. It wants to be nice. Pull that out. Then we need to flip this out and take that 12mm bolt out too, because that's actually the lead that goes to your battery so it can charge. But this is not charging. Let's get to work. Now, of course, we get a good alternator, a brand new alternator from Amazon. All right. I'll have a link in the description below on how to purchase one. And I believe it's the standard alternator for a lot of the 2.0 Hyundai Elantras. But, all right. Oh, there we go. There we are. Brand new. Let's go ahead and throw it in the vehicle. Well, guys, I think I need to be a lot more transparent to you guys, and I'm not going to replace this alternator, and here's the reason why. That's because when I ohmed out the cable going to the battery that is supposed to charge the battery, well, it turns out that cable has been rotted out and has a bunch of corrosion on it, and so I repaired and replaced that cable. So I'm gonna put this old one back in and see if it charges, because there's no sense in charging somebody money on stuff that you did not do. And that's what a lot of mechanics do these days. They just are looking for that quick buck. But please, if you actually see this video, make sure the mechanic is doing their due diligence and making sure that they're diagnosing this thing correctly. Now, I know you guys probably won't know what they're doing, but hopefully this video will show you, kind of, gives you some kind of peace of mind on, how this charging system works. So let's just go ahead and put this old one back in, see if it charges. Now, for transparency, what I was speaking about the lead that goes to the battery, that would be this lead right here. And it was really hard to get my camera in through there. I wish I would have filmed it for you, but yes, there's corrosion that built up from that battery, and basically inside of this loom, all I had was a bunch of corrosion. Now, I repaired that, so let's put it back together, hook this thing on up, and let's check the charging system once more again. Help if I actually put the bolt on there, or the nut rather, and tighten it up. Okay, now we're ready. Okay, got it all hooked up. Why did it do that? Probably moved. There we go. Got the 12 volts. We're looking for 14, so let's go ahead and start it, and then we're going to come back and we're going to see if this thing has 14 volts and no battery light, I might add. Oop. Alrighty, well, that's good news. No battery light. Let's see if it's getting the 14 volts like I was explaining. Okay, I guess that came loose a little bit there. There we go, 14 volts. See, it didn't even need an alternator. It just needs some real mechanic work. Investigate, guys. Investigate, investigate before you start throwing money away. And here's another thing. always make sure they test drive it before they give it back to you, because if it test drives good, that means it's going to be good for you guys. Test drive complete. Just kidding. Let's take this thing on a little bit of a test drive. Say a good 15 minutes. So far everything looks copacetic here. No lights except for that TPMS light, but that's another story. But no battery light, no ABS lights, so that means the system is charging. Thank God. Well guys, this video is pretty much over. I mean, it's fixed. It's charging the 14 volts like it should. But let's talk about something real quick. Let me ask you guys something. Would your mechanic or shop actually do this? Will they actually say, hey, I think I made a mistake. It's not the alternator. It's actually the power lead coming from the alternator to the battery. Would they actually own up to that and tell you? I don't know. Be inquisitive, ask questions, and check out Gas Diesel Garage if you guys got any type of questions, because I will answer them, I promise. Till next time, please like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next time. Peace.